Welcome. Thank you so much for coming today to the Employee Recognition Ceremony for the City of Fayetteville. My name is Jackie Tuckey. At this time, would you please rise for the presenting of the colors and the Pledge of Allegiance? To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may be seated. At this time, I would like to introduce the City of Fayetteville's Mayor, Nat Robertson, for a few words.
Hello, welcome. Want to start by recognizing a couple of our council members that are here. Our liaison with the CVAs is Councilmember Kathy Jensen, and she had a hand in putting all this together. However, not as late. She's been on vacation, so be sure you ask her how life has been for the past couple of weeks. Also, Councilmember Kirk Deviere is with us, and we certainly appreciate your input as well. Among the two council members that are present, there's also obviously members of the royal family that have gathered here today with us. So welcome all you folks wearing sashes. It's clearly either the royal family or the Kardashians. I'm not sure which one. You know, what we're doing here today is a very it's a very good thing, because the employees of the city of Fayetteville are not only the policymakers, backbone and heart of the organization, but you're also the eyes and ears, and you are the ones that truly affect the policies that we put in place. So make sure that you continue to reach out through your supervisors or your department heads to give us the feedback that we need in order to make the city of Fayetteville better. So, you know, on behalf of the policymakers, the 10 that sit behind me here, welcome to the city of Fayetteville, and so much, thank you so much for doing what you do every day to make our organization stronger. And I need to recognize the next guy wearing the bow tie. So Jay Reidenstein is, oh, I'm sorry. Oh, Kathy Jensen, your CVA liaison. Councilmember Jensen.
Good afternoon to everybody. I just wanted to say hello, and I wanted to recognize the CVA committee and everyone that's here, if they could just stand up so everybody could see who they were. If we could give them a round of applause. I just wanted to make mention, when I got on council 3 years ago, I had the privilege of being the first liaison for the CVA Awards, and this committee has worked tremendously hard. And what you see today is what we were imagining would happen at our first meeting. And where we're going to go with it, hopefully in the next 2 years, will be completely twice as big as this. I'm very proud to be part of the committee, and I just want to make sure that I thank the committee. Next up, we have our interim city manager, Mr. Doug Hewitt.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And thank you all for coming today as we recognize city employees for years of service, exemplifying our core values and advancing learning and leadership through training. All of us working in the public sector have roles to play in making our community a place to be proud of. The places where we live, work, and enjoy time with family and friends. We are part of the team that makes America, and specifically Fayetteville, the best it can be. Winston Churchill once said, "We make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give." Thousands of others have come before us to work for this city, and have done so in such a variety of ways, from the public safety to traffic engineering, to parks and recreation, and those who collect solid waste. It takes all of us to keep our city moving forward. Whether you help our residents with building permits or repairing roadways, you know you've done your part in providing necessary services to those who live and work here. Our core values invoke the spirit of our city and of all of our employees. We serve with respect, responsibility, ethics, stewardship, professionalism, entrepreneurial spirit, commitment, and teamwork. It is important to realize that standing by these values are how we safeguard and enhance the trust of our residents that they have in our government. When we dedicate our professional careers to a life of public service, we know that we are giving of ourselves to our country and to our city. There is much to be said for the work that we do. The best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others, said Mahatma Gandhi. You are part of this team and that has chosen public service, and for that I applaud and thank you. And I'm very excited. I can remember in 2004, when I first came to the city of Fayetteville for the first time, I wondered whether or not I would actually be employed long enough with the city to actually get my 5-year pin. But before I left the first time, I got my 5-year pin. And I know that there are going to be some people that we're going to recognize today who not only have their 5-year pin, 10-year pins, 15, 20, 25, but actually some people who have 30-year pins that will be awarded today. That is an awesome accomplishment, not only for just being able to provide services, what you've seen and what has happened, not only in our community but in our organization, but also what has happened in our world. And I'd be remiss if we did not also recognize that for many of the members of our community, many of the members of our organization, that not only is it about giving service of self, but sometimes that service also involves giving up of your life to protect our community. And strangely and oddly and tragically, over the last couple of days, weeks, and months, we've seen just how much that commitment means, and tragically how often people are called to make it as well. And so I don't want to be to start this off on a down or somber note, but again, the service that we give is just not in collecting trash or being friends with each other or helping someone. The service that we do actually makes our city and our country a livable place. It makes America. And as we recognize the folks today for that service, I'd like for you to keep that in the back of your mind. And again, I applaud all of you at the beginning because, again, I remember what it was like in 2004 when I started and sat in the room and said, wow, am I going to get 5 years? And I remember what it was when I left, and I'm back now. I'm a little bit of a retread. But it is amazing when you think about it again, the value of the work that we do and its importance not only in the community but also how it changes you as well. So before we get started, I'd like if you could all give yourselves a round of applause. And I think I'm calling Jackie.
Not a problem. This is a great day. I just wanted to say a few words about how the CVA Awards got started. I've had the privilege of being one of the original members of the CVA committee. At the time, I thought, oh my gosh, here we go. It's another committee, and this one will fail like all the others that have come before. And it is not. This is our fourth class of inductees, as I like to call them, to the CVA Awards groups. It's been a wonderful way for me in particular, and I think for all the members of the committee, to see what amazing employees we have. We know how many years of service people have been here, but a lot of times we don't realize the extraordinary things that people do in not only in the course of their daily work lives, but as they give back to the community in many ways. They certainly exemplify all of the city's core values, and I just want to say how great it's been. I see this going on for a very long time, and thank you to all of you who work for the city. And let's get started with the best part of the show. Let me bring up our Masters of Ceremonies, Jay Reinstein and Robbie Goines.
Who's ready for some awards? All right, and some factoids and jokes. We're going to keep this thing rolling today. But I did want to start out by saying thank you for being here today. We're going to do something a little different this time. Not only do we have the CVAs and the Service Awards, but we also have the Learning Awards. So you'll be hearing more about that as the day goes on. Not day, actually the hour, hopefully, moves on. But what I would like to do as far as logistics, protocol with the pictures today, this is what we're going to do. If you are a CVA winner, you will come up as soon as you hear your name called, then you're going to walk up here, you're going to see this video that highlights your award. After the video, then you will shake hands and you will move behind me in front of the dais to get a group picture. The Service Award winners, if you are a 20, 25, or 30-year winner, you will get an individual picture as well as a group picture. Everyone else will get group pictures. So if you're a 5, 10, or 15-year service winner, you'll get a group picture. When your name is called for all the group pictures, you'll come up, you'll shake hands, you'll get your award, you'll shake the wonderful folks from our senior management team, shake their hands, you'll go out into the lobby, and Shauna will be out there to take your group picture. And then you can come back if you like. If not, do what you need to do. All right, so without further ado, we are going to start with the CVAs. And my partner in crime here, Robbie Goins, who is from our Parks and Rec department, we're going to tag team a little bit here today. So we're going to try to keep it moving, get out of here within an hour. So bear with us and enjoy. So starting with the CVAs, our first winner is Kim Toon.
During the first 5 months of 2016, the city has been in the process of standing up its own purchasing department, a function that has been performed by PwC for many years. Kim Toon was hired as the purchasing agent for this new division of finance. Within weeks of her start date, her supervisor, the purchasing manager, resigned without notice. Without being asked, Kim stepped up to the plate and took it upon herself to personally do everything she could to complete the mission of starting the city's purchasing division. Not only did she work with PwC staff to learn her new role, she also trained 2 new buyers, who in addition to being new to the city, are also new to governmental purchasing requirements. Kim has also drafted the city's new purchasing policies, new vendor registration form, and a vendor guide to doing business with the city. Within 3 months of informally taking the lead, all purchase orders were being prepared by the new division, while significantly reducing the time required to complete and deliver a purchase order. Kim has never missed a beat. She has been totally composed, keeping her sense of humor while moving this important project forward.
Let's hear it for Kim.
Okay, our next CVA award winner is Adolph Thomas.
Adolph meets or exceeds all the criteria elements needed to be recognized with the city's Core Values Award. He serves by listening and determining the customer's needs, provides services that exceed what the customers expect, and evaluates the outcome to try to make certain that customers are satisfied. He is courteous, responsive, enthusiastic, and caring when providing services, and works well with difficult customers to manage positive outcomes. Adolph never hesitates to make extra efforts to help customers and coworkers on a daily basis, even if the help he provides is not part of his job duties. Adolph's ethics are noted by his honest dealings. He delivers the services he promises. He acts ethically and does not take advantage of public trust. And he makes sound decisions by using good judgment. He's always prepared for his meetings and ahead of schedule, and his workspace is always in order. In addition to his daily schedule, Adolph provides services through FTCC by teaching the GED program at night to help develop the knowledge and skills of others. He participates in professional associations, community events, and neighborhood meetings to enhance the city's ability to serve. Adolph maintains his professional and technical competence by continually following new trends and best practices whenever it benefits the city. His generosity has led him to use personal time and funds to provide services and to purchase clothes and food for homeless persons. Adolph is not only a professional who's willing to help coworkers, he always makes extra efforts to get the job done and help those in need.
Let's hear it for Adolph. I love that cool music in the background. I don't know who picked that out. That is really jazzy. And the next winner of a CVA award goes to Brenda Powell.
Brenda Powell is the glue that keeps the Financial Reporting Division together. Brenda works endless hours without being asked. She mentors newer staff members to ensure they understand the task involved in their important roles of compliance with all grant financial reporting requirements, which if not met would require the city to return grant funds. Brenda also coordinated a goal-setting session for the Finance Department leadership team in preparation for fiscal year-end reporting and the annual audit. She uses her experience with the city's financial data to analyze quarterly financial statement variances, a role generally performed by the manager. Brenda always pitches in to go beyond her defined role in the department.
Let's hear it for Brenda.
Okay, our next CVA winner is Doris Patterson.
Doris is very giving and kind to those in need. She continuously goes above and beyond her normal job duties. Doris has given food to those that need a meal and money to people that need a bus ride home. While this is not part of her job, she still helps others out of the kindness of her heart. When asked why she helps people the way she does, she shared how she lived in Groveview Terrace for over 20 years and how someone blessed her with an opportunity. She said, quote, want to bless others like others have blessed me, end quote. For example, Doris recently helped out a fellow employee by explaining about an organization called Habitat for Humanity that provides opportunities to purchase a home when traditional methods were not successful. She talked about the program, who to speak to, and the steps in the process. She supplied information on what to expect and the time frame it would take. Listening to Doris and her positive attitude about the program and its success was extremely encouraging for the employee. She continued to offer advice and most of all support for a good outcome. Due to her generosity of spirit and the gift of Doris's time and knowledge, the coworker was able to reach their goal and purchase the home last fall. She has coached many, both coworkers and others, to explore all opportunities available. Doris certainly understands the meaning of going above and beyond the call of duty.
Let's hear it for Doris. Great. Next time, whoever prints this information for me, please do something other than a 10 font. I like 16 font, if possible, but thank you. All right, our next winner for a CVA goes to Charles Stanfield.
Charlie began work with the city in the fall of 2015 as Transit's intern. Because of his entrepreneurial spirit, dedication, and commitment to service, Charlie has made an incredible impact on the quality of service provided by the city's transit department. As an intern, he has been at the forefront of many projects in transit. However, Transloc is all Charlie. Transloc tracks buses in real time and provides arrival predictions via web or app. He reviewed the initial bus stop inventory list, which includes 580 stops, and made major adjustments based on his findings. He submitted all the information on routes and stops to the technical team at Transloc and maintained a close relationship with them throughout the project. Before going live to the public, he reviewed each site to ensure what passengers would see is correct. He organized and conducted a training session for 9 dispatchers and 8 supervisors, so they would be able to read the site and make adjustments as needed. In order for the application to work properly, the correct bus has to show up on the app to give customers real-time updates. In addition, he tagged each bus stop with a unique number that is used in the application. Everywhere he goes, he makes a point to spread the word and shows customers how to download and use the app. Using Transloc, passengers can monitor bus progress along the route towards their pickup point or their destination.
Good job, Charles. Next CVA award winner is Laura Leatherwood.
The 7.13 P25 radio system for the city of Fayetteville has been recently signed off after successful completion of the radio system acceptance test plan. The acceptance test plan entails a battery of tests proving key functional aspects of the radio system. The Motorola team wants to acknowledge and give due credit to the outstanding technical assistance of the city's radio system manager, Laura Leatherwood. Due to an aggressive schedule, Laura personally built the radio template code plugs for programming all the radio subscribers before the system was even in place. Amazingly, the radios operated perfectly after the system was installed. With plenty of room for errors to occur during programming, this is a rare occasion indeed. Errors require all radios to be reprogrammed. Laura's work saved an incredible amount of time. Due to the risks involved, the programming task is usually performed by an authorized Motorola radio shop. Laura has successfully imported all the radio subscriber and talk group records in the master database. Lastly, Laura set up the user screens for the radio dispatch consoles at the Fayetteville Dispatch Center. It is always a great pleasure to work with Laura, and the Motorola team appreciates all her help in this project. Laura has displayed responsibility, stewardship, and entrepreneurial spirit throughout this project.
Congratulations, Laura. Before I forget, I did want to say we received about 60 nominations this year, and of those 60, 22 or 23 actually are receiving the award today. But not only do we get nominations from employees, we also get them from citizens. So some of these actually were through our citizenry. All right, and the winner of the next CVA goes to Tammy Pippin.
Tammy has played an instrumental role with the overall success of the annual Read Across America event. Read Across America is an annual reading motivation and awareness program that calls for every child in every community to celebrate reading in March, the birthday of the beloved children's author, Dr. Seuss. Each year, the Cumberland County Association of Educators hosts an event to celebrate with the purpose of motivating children to read, an important factor in student achievement and in creating lifelong successful readers. The Fayetteville Police Department has participated in this event for the past 4 years, with Tammy leading this partnership. She is very passionate in her pursuit to make sure children understand the importance of literacy. She assisted the planning committee, worked to help promote the event, and also distributed books on the day of the event. Tammy has shown outstanding organizational skills and tireless efforts in her commitment to assisting Cumberland County Association of Educators with getting over 300 books donated for the event to ensure that every child present would receive a free book. It is astounding how the efforts of one person, one particular person, can truly make a difference.
As you all heard in that last little video, they mentioned Dr. Seuss. And I have a little Dr. Seuss factoid, which some of you, and all of these factoids can be, you go to Google, and I guarantee you will find all of this information. They can be confirmed. But anyway, Dr. Seuss was challenged many years ago to write a book using 50 words or less, and he was able to do it. Anyone know what that book is? Green Eggs and Ham. There you go, Sam I Am. Anyway, I thought that would be pretty fitting for the Dr. Seuss thing. But anyway, let's move on. You never know. Robbie.
Next CVA winner, Scott Shipley.
Senior automotive technician Scotty Shipley has spent years directly involved with the Boy Scouts of America. He has attended troop meetings, weekend camping trips, and week-long summer camps. There are many boys in the community that look up to him for the advice and guidance he's given them. Many of his hours away from work are spent at the Falcon Children's Home. He and a friend are in the process of raising over $50,000 to have a permanent wood shop built on site at the children's home. They've already raised close to half of it and received a grant to cover the cost of the tools necessary to operate. Scotty is an honest, loyal, hard-working, and compassionate person who's always a full-time father and husband.
All right, for this next award, we have 2 winners. And the CVA goes to both Kim Richards and Richard Tunstra.
The Fayetteville Police Department was invited by the White House and the Police Foundation to take part in the Police Data Initiative. As part of this movement, Kimberly Richards of Fayetteville Police Department and Richard Tunstra of Information Technology were given a mission to establish an open data portal, not only for the police department, but also for the entire City of Fayetteville organization. The outcome was remarkable. Kim not only assisted with the initial data sets and writing the code to ensure that the information was automated and updated on a 24-hour basis, but she and Richard were able to foster a relationship with ESRI, a computer software company that IT contracted at no cost to implement. The software was in place and the Fayetteville Police Department was used as a beta site for ESRI to work through concerns and develop new products. Richard and Kim were the driving force behind this project, meeting an impossible deadline of 28 days. The teamwork and dedication to the mission received national recognition and an invitation to the White House as a key representative of the Police Data Initiative. Kimberly Richards and Richard Tunstra are the image of commitment and teamwork, reflecting greatly on what the city of Fayetteville is promoting and what we are all about.
Okay. Next CVA award winner, Ms. Jackie Tuckey.
Jackie Tuckey's made significant contributions to the City of Fayetteville citizens by serving as a member of the Board of Directors for the Fayetteville Dogwood Festival for many years. In addition to being an executive committee member, past chairman, and committee chair of bylaws and nominations, Jackie has been the head of the vendor committee for many years. Jackie commits countless hours to the festival, which most do not realize encompasses not only the spring event, but also the Fayetteville After Fives during the summer and the fall festival. Planning and coordinating over half a dozen large outdoor events every year is no small task. With Jackie's contributions, the Dogwood Festival organization has grown into the premier producer of outdoor events in the region. The festival has drawn millions of visitors to downtown Fayetteville during her tenure on the board. Jackie does all this with no pay or compensation from the festival. She actually has to take personal leave to be at the events. Jackie's personal commitment to her city's peoples shows she is more than worthy of a Core Value Award for teamwork, responsibility, and professionalism.
I just wanted to say something. As soon as Jackie realized that she was being nominated for one of these awards, immediately she called me and said, "Jay, I don't think I should accept. It looks like a conflict." And one of the things that our committee does is that all of the names and departments are redacted, so none of us see who folks are. So she, I believe, was one of the top vote getters, and it just so happens to be she's on our committee. But anyway, just thought I would share that, for transparency. All right. And the next winner is Juan Brenes.
Juan consistently goes above and beyond to fulfill his duties as Recreation Division Supervisor by providing assistance, support, and guidance to his staff and co-workers. He proactively cooperates with the Finance Department by reporting the daily revenues of the recreation centers that he supervises and assists whenever there are questions. One day, the department was having difficulty balancing department credit card transactions, and Juan was contacted for information. He was on his way home, but returned to the office and went through all the documents on his computer to help pinpoint and resolve the issue. Although it was after 6 p.m., he was very willing to assist in every way he could. His stewardship, responsibility, professionalism, commitment, and spirit of teamwork are values that reflect well on him. Juan's dedication to maintaining high standards contributes to the success of both departments and the entire city of Fayetteville.
All right, our next award goes to Michael Bohannon.
Sergeant Bohannon always goes above and beyond the call of duty to ensure the employees around him have the appropriate materials and equipment to perform at the highest level. He's been referred to as, quote, the go-to due to his ability to make things happen. He's an excellent leader and so well-rounded that every squad he has directly supervised has made statements of sadness to see him go on to another squad. He has an excellent personality that gives his coworkers and citizens alike the ability to relax and reason. Sergeant Bohannon has dedicated himself to the Fayetteville Police Department for 10 years and has gained a reputation throughout the department of giving reliable information. People trust his opinion. Even when others have thought a situation should have been handled differently, Sergeant Bohannon always took full responsibility for his decisions or any orders he gives to his troops. He stresses the importance of the roles we play as police officers and how in a moment we have the ability to change someone's lives. Sergeant Bohannon answers his phone day and night because he truly cares about his department and this city. He will never ask anyone to do something he has not or would not be willing to do himself, which is why so many respect him. He's known for working beside the men and women he supervises because he believes in leading by example. He treats all people with the utmost respect. It's oftentimes the people we work with that keeps us coming in day after day, and Sergeant Bohannon is one of those.
All right, it is starting to wind down, the CVA. 72 more to go. Okay, the next winner is Kristen Dene. Kristen.
Kristen Dene is an Assistant Recreation Center Supervisor with the Fayetteville Cumberland Parks and Recreation Department. She has volunteered to serve as a Darkness to Light instructor to help raise awareness of the consequences of child sexual abuse. She does this by educating adults about the steps they can take to prevent, recognize, and react responsibly to the reality of child sexual abuse. Becoming an instructor involves 6 hours of training. Since becoming a qualified instructor, Kristen has provided recreation staff with education on 5 separate occasions in an effort to have all employees receive Darkness to Light training. This summer, FCPR's summer camp programs will serve more than 600 children on a daily basis. Parents and guardians will have comfort in knowing that their children will be safe in Fayetteville Cumberland Parks and Recreation programs as a result of Kristen's hard work.
Next award winner is Jacob Brown.
Seldom does one encounter an employee who embodies so many of the city's core values at such a young age. Ranger Jacob Brown is one such individual. His strong sense of teamwork helps him work towards goals by creating an approach that brings everyone together, breaking down walls, so to speak. A few months after he was hired, Jacob was called upon to spearhead a large project that had been the source of differing opinions involving staff members from divisions of Parks and Recreation. The project involved planning and supervising the construction of an entirely new recreational element for the city, a dedicated mountain biking trail. When Jacob realized that team members needed more information about construction with minimal environmental impact, he found the day-long workshop that taught these skills, and Jacob used his excellent people skills and commitment to teamwork to involve another crew supervisor, and the two attended the workshop together to create a common vision, knowledge base, and vocabulary. Jacob realized that a lack of these common elements were contributing to some of the frustration between departments, and used his professionalism to overcome the barriers in order to create a solid and committed team. Together, the two departments were able to achieve the goal with maximum environmental stewardship. Jacob also had to organize volunteer labor to achieve the goals of the project. he proved again his excellent planning, professionalism, and commitment to teamwork. He provided leadership to his group of soldier volunteers. The crew had to manage large tools and heavy equipment to cut the trail, and Jacob's maturity and commitment to safety allowed his supervisors to accomplish their own duties, fully confident that he had things covered. Jacob also had to deal with the details of developing a partnership and sponsorship with the Bicycle Shop, a local business and new partner with Parks and Recreation. This required clear communication, tact, and also reassuring the partner that the project bearing their name would be top-notch. Parks and Recreation opened the trail recently to many accolades, instilling pride in all those involved. With his embodiment of the city's core values, there are high hopes for his leadership and tenure with Fayetteville Cumberland County Parks and Recreation.
All right. Next, CVA goes to Mary Gallion. Mary.
Mary Gallion is an outstanding leader. Through her actions and leadership, she was able to have the Fayetteville Cumberland County Senior Programs receive the National Accreditation Award. She monitors over 25 senior clubs which are located throughout the community. She also participates on various community committees and attends professional training as needed to include learning the best practices for working with our aging citizens. Mary consistently communicates with her employees and enforces program policies while responding to all customer concerns. Mary's worked for the City of Fayetteville for over 17 years under Fayetteville Cumberland Parks and Recreation Senior Center. She has the experience and the drive to develop new ways of providing the best programs and activities for seniors, and is always working at keeping costs down for the city and county. She is constantly striving to ensure communication with the senior population to keep up with their interest by maintaining a current list of services through emails and Facebook. The center's mission is enhancing the quality of life of seniors. Mary developed that slogan quite a few years ago, and it remains relevant today.
All right, the next award goes to Christine Collum.
Christine is receiving a CVA for her entrepreneurial spirit, using technology to enhance productivity. During this year's strategic planning and budget process, a council member requested information on multi-year capital projects that was not being produced by neither the Finance nor Budget Department. The report would be used to search for funds that might be reclaimed to the general fund or projects that may not align with current priorities. A report like this had never been produced at the city. Christine, who has been with the city for less than a year, was able to use her report writer skills to create a report that not only met the council members' request, but can also be used on an ongoing basis to assist the city to better manage and track multi-year project spending while increasing transparency. Producing this report highlighted some areas where the department is now making changes to financial procedures that relate to project amendments and closeouts in order to add better control measures.
Before I get to the final award, Ray Samples, who also won an award, is unable to be here today. And due to time, I'm not going to read the nomination, but Ray is not here today, but we want to congratulate him for the award. And our final award is a team award, and that goes to Jessica Leggett, Nathan Walls, Ann Laurie, Sherry Kropp, Gavin McRoberts, and Kenneth Maynor.
In December, the Fayetteville Cumberland Parks and Recreation Department teamed with the Fayetteville Corporate Communications Department to begin the public education campaign for the Parks and Recreation Bond referendum. The campaign came in under budget and was able to maximize its reach to residents because it was created and managed in-house by city staff instead of outsourcing to an outside agency. In addition to creating all of the content for the public education campaign, staff successfully oversaw more than 20 advertising venues ranging from billboards, video commercials on Time Warner Cable, radio spots, bus wraps, newspaper advertising, and social media campaigns. In part, because of their hard work and dedication of the team, the bond referendum was approved by voters by a nearly 20-point margin during the 2016 primary. The passing of the Parks and Recreation Bond referendum represents the first time Fayetteville voters approved a bond in more than 20 years. Following the success of the Parks Bond, Myron Pitts with the Fayetteville Observer noted in a column that a trio of Parks bonds in the 1990s each failed by a 4-to-1 ratio. The team achieved their goal by serving the community with respect. Each team member went above and beyond during the public education campaign. Whether it was an employee adjusting their holiday vacation so they could complete video and graphics in time to meet the January deadline, an employee working after hours and from home to maintain and update the website, or the employee who, for the first time in their professional career, managed multiple advertising accounts on a large scale, everyone on the team took ownership of the project, gave it 110%, and saw it through to its successful conclusion.
No, let's go now to the time that folks have been waiting for. We're going to start with the service awards, and we're going to start with the 5-year awards. And what we'd like folks to do, as their name is called, come up, shake your hands, and then you will file right in front, shake the hands of SMT, and then you'll go outside for your group picture. All right? So we're going to begin with the 5-year awards. And I'm going to turn it over to my good friend over there, Barbara Landry. Barbara?
Fire Department, Jeffrey E. Blackford. Police Department, Garrett T. Chapman. Fire Department, Travis L. Gasky. Parks, Recs, and Maintenance, Robert D. Goins.
Little awkward.
Police Department, Lisa M. Jane. Executive Department, Velda E. Jones. Fire Department, Keith A. Kinlaw. Corporate Communications, Gavin D. McRoberts. Parks, Recs, and Maintenance, Jerry L. McBride. Transit Department, Mallory I. Payne. Transit Department, Ernest L. Poinsett. Finance Department, Brenda J. Powell. Transit Department, Scotty D. Shipley. Planning Department, David S. Shuford.
And that is all. Just to let you know, we had a total of 55 recipients for the 5-year. They could not all be here today, and that adds up to a total of 275 years. All right, let's give them a big hand. So I just have to ask a question. By show of hands, who likes the Pringles chips? Okay, great. That is good to hear. Actually, that's it? No. Actually, this is something very interesting. Frederick Bauer was the gentleman that invented the Pringles can, and I don't believe it's a relation to... He is Christoph's cousin. But anyway, when Frederick died several years ago, he was buried, his ashes were buried in the can. And I'm not sure if it was a barbecue chips or if it was sour cream and... That was bad. All right, I cannot officially... Okay, we're going to move on. We are going to move on. Sorry, I hope I didn't offend anybody. It's now time for the presentation of the 10-year awards. We have 48 recipients, not all here today. They total 480 years. That's a lot of time. I'm going to hand it over to Barbara.
Police Department, Jeannie A. Abendanio. Engineering and Infrastructure, Nelson Barnett, Jr. Police Department, Fred E. Boehme. I'm sorry, I didn't know how to pronounce it. Police Department, Alpha L. Caldwell. Parks, Recs, and Maintenance, Toya M. Evans. Police Department, Patrick R. Gaines. Community Development, Dolores M. Moses. Engineering and Infrastructure, Charles T. Taylor. Police Department, Sheila D. Thomas. Parks, Recs, and Maintenance, Grace K. Tisdale. Parks, Recs, and Maintenance, Alvin E. Williams. Police Department, Kenneth Winchell, Jr.
That does it for the 10-year recipients. Let's give them a big hand. Now, folks probably want to know how we transition so quickly. How do I know when to start announcing again? Well, Barbara over here does this to me and says, keep it moving. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to keep it moving here. But I would like to share this with folks, and the crowd is not as large now because some people are out there, but there are probably people that are my age and older that remember taking a typing class, right? And remember the home keys, ASDF, JKL Semi? Right? Okay, this is pretty cool. There's only one state of our 50 states that can actually be typed on one row of keys. And that state, ladies and gentlemen, is Alaska. ASDF, JKL Semi. So what about that one? Okay? We starting to feel it now a little bit more? Okay. All right. It's now time for the 15-year awards. We have 12 recipients, and they add up to 180 years. Barbara.
Transit Department, Faith R. Ballard. Information Technology, Derek Bowens. Police Department, John A. Carlsteed. Police Department, Larry Deal. Police Department, Stacy J. Sanders. Fire Department, Stephen L. White.
Let's give a big hand to the 15-year winners. Not winning. So based on the response to some of my factoids, I've actually crossed out 3 more, so you will not be hearing those. So it's now time for the 20-year awards, and we have 11 recipients whose years add up to 220. Barbara, 20-year recipients.
Fire Department, Robert W. Bowers, Jr. Parks, Recs, and Maintenance, Frida Diane Maxwell. Human Resource Development, Organizational Development and Training, James L. Powell.
James, we have a camera there. We wanted to get a quick.
Human Relations Department, Willetta A. Reagan.
Thank you, Barbara. Big hand again for the 20-year recipients. Do we have some technology folks out there, people that really are into IT technology? Just curious. This is fascinating. Before it was called the mouse, this gadget was called the XY position indicator for a display system. Did anyone know that? I'm looking at our CIO, and you're clueless? Dwayne, you have no idea. Okay, anyway, XY position indicator for a display system. It rolls right off the tongue. Okay, it's now time for the 25-year award winners, and we have 7 recipients whose years total 175. Barbara.
With one representative here today, Executive Department Tracy L. Broyles.
All right. It's now time for the 30-year awards. And we have 4 recipients, and those years add up to 120. 30 times 4. Barbara, it's about that time again for you to announce the names.
One representative again, Parks, Recs, and Maintenance, Patrick L. Barber.
Pat, if you could step over here, I got a quick interview. I want to thank goodness I signed my evaluation this morning before we do this. All right, come right here. What's the biggest change you've noticed organizationally since you've been here 30 years?
It's gotten a lot bigger. I can remember the first 5-year ceremony, we were taking pictures with a Polaroid Instamatic. Shoot pictures out right then. But Parks and Rec, when I first came within the first year, I knew everybody in Parks and Rec. Now, I don't know half of them. It's just so big, so many rec centers with annexation and everything, so.
Okay. Nope.
Oh, no, we got a lot of questions.
What has been your greatest memory as an employee?
As an employee, well, it doesn't have to do with employee, but the birth of my kids. You know, one of the memories I do remember very well is after the tornadoes went through, having to help clean up and how people's lives had changed so dramatically. You know, so that's one of the memories.
All right, good. Is there just one out of the many funny stories you can tell us during this?
We had a gentleman come in one time. All he did was pick up trash. This was 20 years ago in the parks. And he came in, and one side, the right-hand side, passenger side of his truck was all tore up. And everybody was asking, what happened? What happened? He looked serious, looked at us and said, I wasn't driving that side. So, yep.
Thank you very much. All right. And now it's time for the 35-year award. And unfortunately, our 35-year recipient, Jerry Dietzen, is not here today. But I did think it was important that what he told me he had better things to do, like spend time at Ocracoke Island with his family and go canoeing. He said something about making sandcastles. I'm trying to imagine Jerry making sandcastles. And also making necklaces with puka shells. Okay, this is what Jerry told me. This is the information. But anyway, big round of applause. 35 years is a long time. And Today we've had a total of 138 service award recipients, totaling 1,485 years. That's a long time. Let's hear it for everybody.
It's now time for another Robbie Factoid.
In the 1980s, Pablo Escobar's Medellin cartel was spending $2,500 a month on rubber bands just to hold all their cash.
Rubber bands, it's a lot of rubber bands. That means a lot of cash. All right. Okay. I didn't write these. All right. Okay, so now it's time for the Learning Awards. And the Learning Awards consist of 3 categories. Those are the technical certificates, the Six Sigma Green Belt certificates, and the Supervisory Operational Skills certificates, or SOS program. So the technical certificates are courses to increase productivity and improve computer skills. The Six Sigma is a systematic application that focuses on decreasing defects and waste, and it's all about process improvement. And then finally, SOS. This course helps new supervisors better direct and guide the work of other employees. Now, this all takes a team effort for our OD&T classes and programs to be successful. We invite our outside instructors to assist with the SOS program. At this time, I would like to recognize the guest instructors, some of you may not know your guest instructors, who helped to make the program successful. If they're present, as I call your name, if you could please stand to be recognized. First one is Rebecca Rogers-Carter, in the back. Melissa Coleman. Back there. Luis Colazo. Chris McMillan, and he's on vacation, but Ulrich Johannes. I'd also like to introduce our great OD&T team. That is, where is Dr. Lou Ellen Riggins? Where is Lou? Lou, come on up, Lou. She is our manager. Elizabeth Rockwell is our consultant. James Powell, who you've seen a little bit today, is our training specialist. And Sarah Lucas is our office assistant, and she was the registrar extraordinaire for this event today. So, I was going to give another factoid. The only number whose letters are in alphabetical order is 40, F-O-R-T-Y. The only number. All right. So now we're first going to start with the technical certificates. And the technical certificate we'd like to invite Deputy City Manager Christoph Bauer up here to congratulate folks. Tell me when we're ready. All right. And the technical certificate, only one person is getting a technical certificate this time. It is Willetta Reagan. Willetta. Letta's in the lobby. Okay, we're going to now move to the Six Sigma Green Belt Prep class. And again, all of these folks, I think it was a total of 5 weeks, Chris, that they spent, so 1 day a week for 5 weeks. So it was a huge commitment. And I'd like to now announce the folks that went through this class. Kelly Blasey, she is not here today. Tracy Caraway. And this will only be a group picture. Just a group picture. They can go out into the lobby and Shauna will take the group picture. Next is Melissa Coleman. Melissa.
Now I understand the green sashes.
We have Linda Dackwell.
Linda? Oh, you got two bells. Yeah, thank you.
Michelle Foy is not here today, and Vanessa Frazier is not here today, but let's give them a hand. Hazel Garner, or is it Hazel Garner? Hazel. I was right. Uli Johannes is not here today. We'll go next to Bernadette McBride. Teresa Reynolds.
Where have you been hiding? Hadn't seen you in a while.
James Rutherford. Lynn Smith. Lynn here today? I don't see Lynn. All right, we're going to move on to Quentin Smith. Quentin. Elizabeth Summerdike. And finally, for the Greenbelt is David Wright. Let's hear it for all of the Six Sigma winners. Or participants. All right, now we're going to start with SOS. And please note, you will note that the SOS participants are either wearing a gold or silver medallion. That is what I've been told, gold or silver medallion. And apparently they had a competition with projects, and the folks that are wearing the gold actually were the winners of the competition. And the folks that are wearing the silver medallions, I hate to say the losers, because we have no losers. They were in second place. So we have the gold and silver winners, and are we going to have them come out in a minute? I think we have Siobhan Bailey. She's not attending today. Zachariah Bayless. Alan Bricker. Alan is not here. Jason Briggs, I don't believe, is here either. We're going to move to Linda Dackwell. And Linda may be outside getting a picture, so Linda needs to... And the next participant, we're in this new training collaborative that we now have with Cumberland County, Fort Bragg, PWC, and Spring Lake. And Patania is a member of the Cumberland County team. So again, she took the class, and we welcome you. Patania. Travis Gask. Rachel Gilliam. Robert Goins. Anthony Green. Kenneth Griffin. Rafael Gutierrez, Jr. Chanel Harris. Keith Kinlaw. Dylan Cattell is not here today. We're going to move to James Ruistall. He's not here. All right, Kimberly Shuchuk is also not in attendance. Nelson Soriano. Mark Sykes. He's not here. Piper Taylor. Not here. Todd Womack. And last but not least, Randolph D. Washington. Let's give them all a huge hand. All right. Finally, the last awards will be our COBIT 5 awards. And in an effort to fulfill these goals, the City of Fayetteville will use Control Objectives for Information and Technology, otherwise known as COBIT 5. The COBIT 5 framework for the governance and management of enterprise IT will hopefully inspire IT innovation and fuel business success. Each person recognized attended a 3-day session with a COBIT instructor and received their certification. They also had to take a test to get this certification. So we're very proud of these folks. And as I call your name, if you can come up, again, get your award, and then you'll pose for the group photo outside. Let me begin by calling up Dwayne Campbell. Tracy Caraway. Melissa Coleman. Ulysses Crawford. Vanessa Fraser, she is not in attendance today, but she did get one. Tracy Glover. Marcus Green. Marcus is not here. Uli also was recognized, but he is not here today. Christopher McMillan. Rose Rasmussen. Rebecca Rogers Carter. Elizabeth Summerdike. And finally, Joe Vitarelli. Let's give a big hand to all of our So as we conclude, I did want to say a few things, give some folks thanks. Again, this has been a great event, and we have some really terrific employees. Our CVA award winners and Learning Award winners continue to raise the bar for the organization. And to our Service Award winners, really, what an amazing commitment you continue to make to this organization. Special thanks, as Councilmember Jensen said earlier, to our CVA team. And they've already stood to be recognized, and really it's a very committed group of employees. To Robbie Goins and Trinia Wolf, who co-chaired CVAs this year, and then to Jackie Tuckey, whose leadership has really been the key to this program's success. Barbara Landry, the glue that holds this together. Barbara. To Lou Ellen Riggins and her OD&T team. Just a quote here from John F. Kennedy. Leadership and learning are indispensable to each other. So that's for our learning folks. Finally, to corporate communication, who does a fantastic job with the videos that you saw earlier today. And again, special thanks must go to Gavin McRoberts and to Sherry Kropp, and again, under Kevin's leadership, we couldn't have done it without you. Everyone now is invited to a reception, but first, we are going to rise for the retrieval of the colors. Please. Again, special thanks to police and fire departments, their honor guard. Again, really appreciate it. To our interim city manager, Doug Hewitt, who has really supported all of these programs. And again, now is your chance to dig into some great food and snacks in the Lafayette Room. And again, congratulations to everybody. Thank you.